live from the channel to a new studio today to talk to you about something we are seeing more and more of in our coastal communities. This problem is mercury poisoning, or more specifically, methylmercury poisoning, which is a more toxic form of mercury. Hank, can you tell us a little bit about methylmercury?
Sure. Methlmercury is a hazardous secondary pollutant, which is a pollutant formed between chemical reaction between mercury and water. This changes to its more poisonous form, methylmercury, which is often seen in aquatic ecosystems. Here is Sarah to tell you more about it.
Methylmercury is a fat-soluble toxin which has multiple dangerous effects, not only on humans but on fish and our top oceanic predators, which is where we are most exposed to this metal form. This occurs when the toxin has seeped into the fat of an organism. It not only stays in that animal, but when consumed by higher levels in the food chain, it will bioaccumulate and biomagnetize.
We can see this when women who are expecting, they are told not to eat fish in high mercury or omega-3. This is because methylmercury, which is in fish, have serious consequences in high amounts. In fish, these effects can impair reproduction, growth, neurological development, learning ability, and increase in mortality rates.
In humans, we see similar issues as it affects the central nervous system, carrying impaired coordination, touch, taste, and sight. It can lead to major issues in the lungs, kidneys, neurological system, digestive system, and your immune system, which can be fatal. As Ashley said, pregnant women are told not to eat fish high in mercury, like bluefin tuna, as this toxin can seep in the fetus through the mom and cause problems with the baby, which includes but is not limited to deficits in attention, behavior, cognition, and motor skills, low birth weights, and Minamata disease.
Then the question is, what can we do about methylmercury getting into our water sources?
Well, Sarah, you must remember that methylmercury isn't getting into our water sources, but its mercury is the primary pollutant which methylmercury comes from. Mercury comes from cement production, coal burning power plants, wastewater from petroleum exploration, and one example is Minamata, Japan during the early 1900s.
Minamata, as in Minamata disease?
Yes. The disease was actually caused by a large amount of methylmercury poisoning due to the dumping of wastewater into the Minamata Bay between 1932 and 1968. The people got this disease from eating local seafood, and the symptoms which we were talking about were all heavily present in the seaside community.
So the issue which we are facing here is our power plants, which are causing mercury to enter the water.
Exactly. And even though these big companies are at fault, it is to our responsibility to help stop the poisoning of our water sources and preserve the ecosystem.
This can be done by switching to cleaner forms of electricity production. Switch away from coal burning to more carbon neutral forms of energy like solar energy, hydroelectricity, and energy that comes from wind turbines.
To protect yourselves and your families, avoid eating organisms from high up on the food chain, like bluefin tuna, marlin, shark, king mackerel, orange roofie, swordfish, and ahi tuna, to name a few.
Pregnant women and kids under the age of 6 especially should not be eating these types of foods to prevent Minamata disease.
Trying to implement more green spaces like parks or urban areas such as green roofs will help this problem by reducing the use of concrete.
We urge everyone to take what they have learned here today and move away from coal burning power plants, fish high in mercury, and limit cement production. However, don't just do that. Tell a friend to help participate in the fight against mercury. Our plan is to stop relying on coal burning power plants by at least 15% in the next 15 years, but we can't do this without your help.
If you can, elect politicians who will work for these ways of life for everyone and participate in protests to shut down power plants which are harming our environment.
And if everyone helps to play a part, we can reach a point in society where coal burning power plants aren't a concern, where our fish are healthier, where we are healthier, but we can't do this without your help. So switch to cleaner renewable energy sources, and if all goes well, we can change our environment for the better.
Thank you for listening and have a good night.